first episode of Guitar Pickers, Mike and William visit Hippies Guitars in Indiana.
Come on, Mike, we gotta go. Uncle Herschel's calling at Cracker Barrel. I don't want to be late for him. I'll take one of those. Alright, cool, thanks. So, is there anything you're looking for peculiar at this?
Man, I'd love to get a custom Telecaster. Like one of the double bound ones.
Okay, what year are those?
59 to like 65 is what I really
Yeah,
like to
I'm
have.
sure those are really abundant in the Midwest.
No, they're rare. I have an Esquire one, but I'd love to get a Tele.
Well, maybe. You never know. So,
We
Uncle
could-
Herschel, here we
You
come!
could go to Anchor Grill.
So, I got it programmed on GPS here to find like all the Cracker Barrels along the way. So, if we miss one, we'll be able to hit
I
the
figured
other.
you'd be programming liquor stores.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. And one is conveniently by a liquor store and a porn shop. So,
Got all the bases covered.
I'll see Uncle Herschel pretty soon.
Dude, man, you got dog hair all over your shirt. It looks like it's wool.
You ever see what kind of vintage guitars are on the dark web?
Try to restrain yourself this weekend, please.
I don't know if you notice, I keep hitting this one little spot when I'm shaving.
Yeah.
Hey man, can we hit a rest stop?
Dude, do you have the bladder of a 3-year-old?
Limping across the street. I want to call your attention. Freedom Beer. This place hasn't changed their signs since George Bush was in office. Freedom Beer, 12-pack, $8.99.
All right, well, and today when we're traveling, I'm going to shoot. Just make sure you don't say anything offensive or anything political or anything that might, somebody off, okay?
Here we saw where Dan Quayle, they helped us spell the sign there, except there's no E at the end of tomato. Sorry about that. I had my window down.
Oh, dude, God.
Hey man, can we hit a rest stop? I got a turtle coming through.
You probably shouldn't have had those 4 pancakes, the bacon, the eggs, and the sausage, and all that coffee. Try not to embarrass me this weekend, please.
Hello, I'm David Bishop.
Hi, I'm Lynn Wilson.
We have Hippies Music in Vernon, Indiana.
Are you the only music store, or do you have any other?
Vernon, pretty small town.
Yeah.
We're just keeping live music alive
There you
in
go.
Indiana.
Yeah. And there's
Look at that.
Mike Reeder.
We found Mike.
Yeah, we got a big roadshow thing going on today.
Yeah, exactly.
Should be a fun day. Bring it down. If you got it under the bed, bring it in.
All cheating here.
Are you a local, or are you traveling through?
I'm from Dillsboro, Indiana.
Okay.
Mike Reeder is here with Brett Buzz and Guitar Pickers.
Thank you. All right, what do we got today, guys?
Oh, looks like Carol brought us in a couple finds.
All right, we got a Trioli in here. That's cool. Yeah, it looks like a nice, cool guitar. Well, it's a round neck one, which means you can play it like a normal guitar. Some of these are square necks. I would say condition-wise, it's good. It's probably an 8 of 10. There's no real body dings. I don't see really any work to the instrument. It's original finish. Now this is the PRS. All right.
I was with him when he won the
Oh, okay. This whale blue color is my favorite PRS color.
Yeah, that's the kind that guy in the Colonel's ranks.
Yeah.
Those are neat.
Does he have the original pickups in them?
Yeah.
See what happens as this starts to shrink. Harmony Bobcat. Yeah, it's exactly that. Absolutely, yeah.
Something like that.
That's a 96.
96. Enjoying some Branch Hill coffee.
Brought with.
So the best I can tell,
Perfect guitar.
it's a 79.
It was like sort of like an experimental 335 type thing. They did like a 340 and they did some various different strange models. Yeah, this is cool. They made a really fancy one of these that Elvis played. His was red and had, I believe it had 3 pickups with gold parts.
That's like 68 comeback.
Exactly. Down that.
In the black leather.
You want to touch it?
Favorite thing. Yeah, I don't want to touch it.
All the ladies
Those
love
voices
the
should get to
68.
Elvis.
May have been.
And I thought going to Graceland rock.
It's very similar to the one he had, yeah. It's cool. This is Japanese 70s box made in I think it's called the Matsumoto factory, where they make Grecos and Tiscos and a whole bunch of things like that. Kind of a cool, what I would call a hipster guitar now, you know what I mean?
Shoegazer.
Yeah, pretty neat. Obviously a 335 kind of copy. Probably sold in like Woolworths or something like that.
Right.
Rocket.
68, I
I
think.
don't remember him having those giant screws because
Probably not, and it actually was broke at one time.
gotcha. Extra.
I'll get that SG out too, Steve.
Yeah.
It's like freaking brand new.
This case is original.
It isn't.
Guitar player from
Yeah,
Grong
good.
Springs. Love this.
Yeah. They have tiny little necks on them. And half the time the switches don't work. Like, actually most of the time they don't. This one might. It's really clean. He bought this guitar new. I'm Mike.
I'm Mike.
You're Mike too? It's easy to remember. All right, you got a cool Les Paul here, I see.
Yeah, I just like getting an appraisal on it.
Okay. So you bought it new then?
No, it's
Okay.
4 or 5 years old when I bought it.
Okay, it's actually a 1977.
77.
Yeah, I can tell by the serial number on it.
I
and,
haven't used it in 20 years.
Okay. Are you the person that changed the parts, or was it like this when you got
That's
it?
just the way I got it.
Okay. This bridge is an aftermarket bridge. It's probably a Shaler bridge.
Yeah.
You see how it's brass? It would have been chrome like the rest of the
Yeah.
guitar. And it would have been what they call a Nashville bridge. To put this one on, they have to change like the insert grommets and stuff on there. So it's got a little bit of alteration there.
The keys come.
And the tuners are changed too,
It
yeah.
didn't come with ribbon.
No, it would have had, you could see the indentations of the other tuners. It would have what they call Gibson Deluxe, which are a form of Kluson Deluxe tuners. And unfortunately, to put these Grovers on, they have to route out the holes, so they've been expanded. Other than that, it's a really nice guitar. It's a 3-piece top, and there's a seam here, and there's another seam here, which is a time period thing. They did that in the late 70s. Earlier on, in the 50s, and the real expensive guitars, they're 2-piece tops. And then there's also, well, actually, this is a 1-piece body. This is the first of the 1-piece bodies. Before this, in the early 70s, there's actually a seam around here. And the neck is maple. The body is mahogany. This is added. Yeah. So anyway, other than that, it's a really nice guitar. I like your cane, by the way. Thanks. It's pretty cool.
Nurse made that for me.
Really?
Yeah, she said, your cane is ugly. I know it. She said, but throw it away and have this. She made it.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty good flavor.
A Granada. See the stinger on there?
Yeah.
Sometimes Gibson would put stingers on things. Nobody really knows why. This is a really clean one.
Yes, it is. Cleanest what I've seen.
These were Melody Maker pickups,
Yeah.
or single
Not
pull.
much. Not much.
they don't sound right. But you know, they're
Country western, whatever.
it's almost a good like acoustic sounding instrument. You know what I mean? But if you wanted one, boy, this is about the best one I've ever seen. It's a dandy. It's like a 62 or 3 SG Special. Do you know what year it is?
I don't.
Yeah, it's probably around there. It's a 5-digit number, probably 62.
I didn't know it was that
Yeah,
old.
it might be a 63. I forgot more than I
I
ever
have
knew.
some.
Is there 2 of these? Did we just look at
This is a different.
No, the other one had the missing, or the other part was off.
How many do you need? He's got them all.
The Chrome Cranks guy has about
Yeah,
4 or 5.
this one has the same issue as the other one. Before we even open this, just want to say this case is not the right case for this guitar because you already told me what it is. This is an earlier case.
Really?
This case was made between 1959 and 1962. This is what they call brown Tolex. The earlier ones have yellow inside of them, and then the later ones are kind of orange. And that's
what
kind of,
this
you
is,
can
yeah.
tell what year it is. So, which is not a bad thing, because to me, I could use this case, but just so you know, no matter what
I didn't know
happens.
that. The latches are a little iffy.
Yeah. Okay, and this is one of the later ones that is probably, this case is probably 61-ish, something like that.
I had no idea.
This is a Telecaster Custom,
Yeah.
or Custom Telecaster. And that's very confusing because Fender made Telecaster Customs and Custom Telecasters. And the
Right.
difference is, you know, obviously the Custom before Telecaster, but the Telecaster Customs have a humbucker in them and one single coil, and they are not bound. And
Yeah.
they came out in 1972, and they made them till like 1978. This guitar started being made in 1959, and they made them all the way up into the 70s. They were sort of like special ordered kind of guitars. Cause
I think, I don't know what year, maybe 65 and 66 is when they changed these dots into the
Right.
bar.
Yeah, this guitar is a late
Square
60s one. It has the transition logo, but it has dot inlays that are pearl instead of, the earlier ones would have been what they call clay dot up into 64.
Oh.
So that means it's 65.
Yeah.
I glanced at the serial number. It's a,
Kind of hard to read.
yeah, but it's a 6-digit, looks like 22 number, which is probably late 60s. I would guess it's probably towards earlier than that because it still has some of the features of the earlier ones with the transition logo. So I'm going to guess 66, 7, somewhere in there. Really played.
I used to play it in a band, and
Yeah,
I haven't played it for a few years now.
right. The earlier, really early ones had what they call like a purple edges, where the edges were almost purple looking brown. The ones that are 59 to 61 look like that.
You said something about the Bigsby, and,
Yeah.
and they didn't have a string through.
Right.
Like it comes these strings.
This Bigsby is added.
Yeah.
The ones that had Bigsby had a different bridge system. It's like a flat bridge system, and then it had sort of like a floating bridge like on a Jaguar. And then the strings would go over it,
Yeah.
and they didn't have holes that go through the bottom.
Kind of like a Coronado or a Mustang.
like a sort of like a Jaguar or Jazzmaster.
Oh, okay.
So that's the way they made the Bigsby ones. This is a Fender Bigsby, but someone
Yeah.
added it at some point and probably decided it wasn't going to work because it was going to hit this bridge. Because once you put the strings there, it's not really going to work out.
No, that's,
Yeah.
that wouldn't work.
So
I
why
can
they
see
left
that.
it on, I don't know.
can see
But
The handle, I lost the handle a few years ago.
yeah,
You could buy a reproduction or.
yeah.
you
And
can-
for whatever reason, I can see there's 2 extra holes. There's one here, and I bet you there's one there too. Under here, see that hole right there?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's not original either.
I have no idea.
And I know you know this, the tuners are changed.
Yeah.
It would have had,
You can see where the.
yeah, it would have had
original
Clusons, and then someone put these tuners on it. Unfortunately, and it's a real bummer, to do that, most likely these holes had to be expanded. Like when you go back to put the other ones on, you'll have to plug these, and then when you put the right grommets in, you'll have extra rings, the holes back here. And you know, it happens. It's still a rare guitar because it's a custom Telecaster, meaning double bound.
Yeah. I think more.
I've been doing this so long, I can kind of feel the knobs and the switches and tell that they're the right ones. But typically on a guitar like this, I'll look under the pickguard and just glance in there. You care if I look in there?
No. I didn't buy this guitar. I traded for it. I traded two Sound City speaker cabinets. I got 410s.
That's a good story. Yeah,
They were great speakers, but I was moving at the time and I didn't really need them. I had another amp.
I'm fascinated by these two other holes in here. It might have had what they call like a bead bender. Hey Dave, what's that thing where it's got the two bars and you can...
Oh, that's a palm pedal?
Palm pedal. I bet you it had one of those on it.
A palm pedal?
Yeah, they have
It's a B and a G string.
a B and a G string bender.
Needs to be wet.
You know, I don't think there's ever anything in those holes. It's like they thought about it and then decided it was a bad idea. Because you could tell they were drilled, but it doesn't look like they ever had inserts in it. So I don't know what they were planning on. But they went for this, which was
there's
also...
another one over here. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
I didn't see that yet either.
Thinking it's a plain pedal, it'll have a hole in there.
Yeah. That's bizarre.
Maybe you need glasses.
Here's, you know what? This is the new cheater way to do things. I do need glasses. 66 pots. So generally the pots are a year before, so I guess they're pretty close. And it has had some wiring issues done. This solder joint is redone right here.
Yeah, you can see that.
And it's probably got modern wiring, which it's really normal telly stuff. You know. But the pots are original and the switch is original. And I learned a long time ago when I buy a Telecaster to always look under the pickguard. And the reason I learned that is I was at a guitar show and I bought a 52 Telecaster from the guy. And I got home and it looked completely original, and I took the pickguard off and there was a big giant hole right here with a piece of paper in it that said, "Don't do this."
Don't do what?
Don't put a big giant round in your guitar. So
Excellent information.
yeah.
A
So that
smuggler's.
stuck in my head as I lost about
Is it like a
$50,000.
smuggler's telly then, or?
Academy where they keep their weed.
Yeah, well, it was painful lesson to learn. So with that in mind, we're going to peek under here.
Okay.
Go ahead and do this, it says.
If you find any weed in there, I can.
It's all yours.
That's where it went.
So yeah, whoever ends up with this guitar in the next generation of its life, we either have to live with the fact that it's got a bunch of holes on the top of it, because even if you put the Bigsby back in, you're going to have these giant 3 holes, which is fascinating to me. Why you would need to put holes that size in this guitar, I have no idea.
I had a B bender. I don't think it had.
They never had giant things like that.
No.
That looks like something you would put a bridge in. You know what I mean? Like a grommet base
Yeah.
for a bridge.
Yeah.
I try to keep the screws in the order I take them out. Let's try to be pretty anal about it. So they go back in the original spots. Yeah, I decided against that. for that reason. So up until 69, telecasters had what they call a finger route, which is like a slot right here,
Where?
right here.
Oh,
And then later after that, they don't have that route. So we'll know the pots are 66.
Was that for access to the?
Right, they changed the routing. Okay, here we go, guys. There it is. And the good news is there's not a big hole that says don't do this. Okay.
so that slot is for what?
Just to put the wire.
Wiring.
Yeah, they didn't do that later. I have a 61 Strat. This is the right case for it.
Oh,
And it has a Jazzmaster case.
Jazzmaster. right?
Yeah, I believe the guy got it with, it's the right case, but it's a Jazzmaster case. And I think the store gave it to him in a Jazzmaster case. I think that's how it happened.
Well, I got
Guitar
this
Center.
guitar from.
Yeah.
He gave it to me in this, so.
And what I would do with this guitar is I would remove the tuners, plug the holes, find the right tuners, which cost about $300 to $400. I would take this bridge off, I'd plug these holes, these two, just touch them up. You're still going to see them, but it would be better than a big open hole.
Yeah.
And I would keep it, I would rewind the pickup, as you said, it was dead. And I'd
Well,
play it.
it's, one of the two pickups works, I don't know which one, but it's probably on the switch or the wiring or
I mean,
something.
that's what I would do. It's probably an open pickup. I can see by how much rust is on the bridge. It's probably got a rusted wind, an open winding.
Yeah.
Because those papers, the wires that are around the pickups are just like hair. They're really thin. And what happens is these pole pieces rust and they rust through. And it'll still kind of make noise, but it needs to be rewound. That's what, you want me to put this back on? You want to take my money? Because I'm just going to take right off anyway.
Okay, all right. So I guess we gotta get down to business then, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much where I need to be.
It's a deal.
I appreciate it. I love this guitar. I will actually use this guitar. It's cool. All right, thank you.
Steve, what's your last?
I hear DQ has a gummy bear blizzard.
Dude, are you serious?